morning and welcome to OCR News Weekly. Today is Friday, June 16th, 2017. I'm your host, Margaret Schlachter, and thanks for joining us on this live broadcast here on Facebook currently. And if you're not live on Facebook, you are catching us on our rebroadcast on iTunes or whatever your favorite podcast player might be. We start this week with news that rocked the OCR world this past weekend in Europe. As reported by mudstickle.com earlier this week, tragedy struck the Netherlands last weekend with an incident at Venlo Stompt in the south of the Netherlands last Saturday. The incident involved experienced athlete Gitte Lersch going down a slide obstacle and another competitor landing on top of her, knocking Lersch unconscious. After not resurfacing, spectators alerted rescue divers who went in to retrieve her and started to resuscitate. Lersch was taken to the hospital and reported to be in critical condition, but sadly lost her life overnight. Lersch came in second at Strong Viking the weekend before and was a strong contender in the current OCR series races. A minute's silence will be held before the start of this weekend's OCR series finale in Leimenheim in the Netherlands. This is the seventh known fatality in the history of obstacle course racing. A competitor died from a heart attack at Tough Guy in the UK in 2000, and another recently at a Spartan Race in Asia. Two have died from heat stroke at Warrior Dash, Kansas in 2011, and there were two prior deaths from drowning at Texas Mud Run in 2012 and Tough Mudder West Virginia in 2013, which made headlines across the United States. So although incidents like this are rare in the obstacle racing community, they do happen. And since then, the entire European and really global OCR community has come together in the wake of the tragedy, and especially the Dutch Mudmen community, who will be racing this weekend with black armbands to remember Lersch, and the rest of the community continues to mourn her death in the wake of this tragedy. Our next story that we move on to is a little bit on the lighter side as we move past the first story this week. Earlier this spring, Spartan Race teased a new race in Iceland. This week, details of the first Ultra World Championship, a 24-hour Spartan race, were released. The 24-hour race is set to take place on December 16th, 2017 in Reykjavik, Iceland. The course will feature 24 hours of racing on the 5-mile course with over 30 man-made and natural obstacles. More than $25,000 in cash prizes will be awarded. Currently, registration is open to past Ultra Beast participants, and next week, we've been told by Spartan officials they'll be opening general registration. For more information about this event, you can head on over to mudrunguide.com for our full article, or head over to spartanrace.com for more information there. Next up, Tough Mudder wants you to design their next obstacle. As you saw, Tough Mudder is bringing back its Extreme Obstacle Design Challenge for 2017, and the company wants to give you the opportunity to design and see your dream obstacle come to life. The competition invites people from all over the world to submit their ideal obstacle to Tough Mudder, and which could end up being the next Tough Mudder obstacle for the 2018 season. The winner will receive flights and accommodation to Las Vegas for their alpha testing, which is the third step of the innovations team's 5-step process. Additionally, at the alpha testing, weekend winners will get to watch their obstacle come to life and test it with others as it's being considered as part of the 2018 lineup. For more information, you can check out our story on Mud Run Guide or head on over to toughmudder.com and submit your obstacle idea, and who knows, we'll maybe see it at a race next year. So we're moving right along now. Our last story this week comes from Warrior Dash, who has added a new race to their season. So for all of you in Arkansas, you can head on over to Warrior Dash this fall as they make a stop in October, on October 14th in your state. So head on over to our race calendar and you can see exactly all the details about that new race. We head next to our race results for the weekend. This week we highlight the results from Spartan Race in both Dallas and Tri-State, as well as Australia's True Grit 24-hour enduro results. Starting with Spartan Race at the AT&T Stadium outside of Dallas, Texas, Robert Killian won the race. Behind him was Isaiah Vidal, and Michael Miragali was in third place. Over on the women's side, Kate Kramer took out the win for women, Alexandra Walker in second, and Megan Whitford in third. Moving next over to the Spartan Race Tri-State Sprint, Ryan Kempson took the win with Matthew Kempson, assuming brother or some other relative, in second place, and Matt Liptek came in third. Over on the women's side, it was Cassidy Watton winning the race, Katie Huber coming in second, and Amy Belavicke coming in third. Then we move over to True Grit 24-hour enduro race, which took place, we talked about it last week. It is a race that took place over in Australia, 24 hours of obstacle racing. Winning the race in the individual category is Lashan Danse, second place Jason Reardon, third place Alex Sheenan. Over on the women's side, Christy Davies took the first place in the solo category. Second place was Kate Barsby. Third place was Zoe Sifonios. Looking at the team edition, this is now the two-person team, we had Team Dirtyfoot taking the win, Shaken Blake coming in second, and Prestige Worldwide in third place. Over on the four-person team, Death Row took the win. Right behind them is Sisu Like a Girl, the team that went over from America. And in third place was BBPT Wanda. Lastly, there was the six-person division with Virgin Active winning that event, or that category. Team Battlefit Wild Side coming in second. And over in third place were the just OCRs. If you're a race series and you want to have your results featured on this podcast, send us a link to your results before Friday morning each week on Mud Run Guide to have a chance to have your results featured on this live show and podcast. So finally, we look ahead to the upcoming weekend. We have Savage Race heading to Pennsylvania. Boston hosts both the Spartan Race Sprint and Green Beret Challenge. Bone Frog is in New Jersey. Black Swamp Dash is in Ohio. Moving up to Canada, Tough Mudder and Toughest Mudder are set to take place this weekend in Whistler, British Columbia. Montreal will host Mud Hero, and 5K Foam Fest is at Sun Peaks Resort. In Europe, we have Toughest Series making its stop in London. Fisherman's Friends Strongman Run is in Germany. And finally, as we talked about earlier in the episode, the last stop of the OCR series will take place in the Netherlands, and that's where they'll have that moment of silence for Lersch to remember her after the tragedy over the past weekend. For the full list of results around the world, be sure to check out Mud Run Guide event calendar. And for those of you looking to see Mud Run Guide, will be across the the board at different events, but we have our own Bonnie Wilson, who is behind the scenes with all of our social media. She will be over on Instagram at Rugged Maniac in Portland, Oregon this weekend. So if you're in Portland, Oregon, and you want to you want to be possibly on the Mud Run Guide Instagram, go find Bonnie and share your story, and you just might end up on the Instagram stories on Mud Run Guide. So that's just about it for this week from the news in OCR and OCR News Weekly, powered by Mud Run Guide. Join us next week for all the news and results around the industry. If you missed the live broadcast, you can always check and find this episode on your favorite podcast player as well as on YouTube. This is Margaret Schlechter signing off for the week. Best of luck to all those racing this weekend, and have a fun and muddy weekend. Bye-bye, everybody.